said yeah critical issue team no ye be you show pa anti no choose baby opesa wo ko di 3 days na ye be fa ni nyina ho ka na ye de wakọ na wakọ jiwani a na wasan ba back na be ye adwuma nti ma o say na me ka kire wo no yen a critical issue ye team no production team ni nyina me ka ho bie ye say ye ma 3 days vacation or maybe opesa okoso bia no ka maybe opesa okobia ka na ye hu okwan be fa so a ye be sponsor na wakọ ha enna mia mo fa se ba ko Sheila yeboa ensu ase Sheila yeboa ensu ase ene eyewa woda Sheila happy birthday to you yakopon shira wate no man kwantenti ahoden ahye ne ma na se dia waho brase tie no onkoso ama onya ho brase ne saa na oma onyini nche nyicha ahoden ahye ne ma na ho ofenso ahye ne ma se dia o maame Sister Mary Yeboa o US se dia wanyini nso ne ho ofe no wo de ne moro saa. And on behalf of Nana Bewu Akotoku, a sanso sanso obuase sanso hene. And afi umami kuma Rujana Kutuwa Mrs. Bewu and Sisi original Sisi Owusuhum and Owofa Utiu and me. Yina esiema happy birthday Sheila. Yakopon akoswa enhira na na ka asemi anope na na enkyere sama ye we ntimi nye we ba ye we mesan ye we so aka ho entibi dase na anope papa pa enti na abadwafo a mehia me no bedi nkomo e wo fie ha eye Kwame Bafo Abronye mufan chami anope Kwame Bafo Abronye eye bono mantam no NPP amoyeku no dwam tinani oyeminu ekuma mi hu na che odi nkuni mi hu no enti mama ne tiri nkwa ene moneko Kwame machi
na joso ja
bi aboko
pa
moneko
me da se ne campaign a uyetiam nyina nso ma win say if you can't beat them you join them
I will be a campaign
ya say wo prince any producers in kwana mo dem fa so no
sa ya kwama na kan
o ba o ka kire me
ya kwama na kan ya no pese wo hwe Kwame Bafo se wo say ye work itia no yo
ase ya de mu ye bibu ofie obete ho ate
yo enti ya wadawroma be yi wa no ayesa asamba to wo fie apa sunyan boko say ye airport nya be bia no first phase no enti by September na passion asase okay nyakopon adoba ye na be enti osunyan this time around pa na be enti na efe no be me advocate for bibi said yemfa sunyane enye administrative capital of Ghana na yema Greater Accra yenkra ha enye commercial capital woni me nya adwene because sunyane
center mom.
Yes. Sunyane asase wo ho. Yesi administrative blocks are you asase bebre betumi esi. Ya kwan so efe. Yesa wo airport ka ho. And the honso so corner of enwa Uba Shanti region enwa Uba Greater Accra so enwa. You understand my point? Nti no monwene ho me ma sha ase e ka wasam say yemfa sunyane enye administrative capital sa de Abuja administrative capital of Nigeria. Now Lagos still a commercial capital no. Yen try bibi sanhwe say yentumi nyama ne nye yanan. Akabe fine papa. Enti me so masema maka no. So mate monye na bebo ye nyina amen. And Emmanuel Azubila or executive secretary anchoring democracy advocacy movement movement.
Hey, sort Adam ZH.
Aha. Bibi aboko.
Yamiadum.
De rumi hu ache.
Easy.
Hu ache pa. And lawyer John Darko or ye senior lecturer or chiremra I wa gempa or your lawyer ni or no okay menka. Echiri meka. La kwa ba.
Yeah.
Bibi aboko.
Yamiadum.
Mse menka. Later.
Menka.
Now so I'm sure I can't say upon me, Manu, and to me, aha. Okay. Awie. Yesha no pemu ye ni nkomo na ye nkomo ebedie no. Ye hyase emfa enfiri nomination of judges here ho nsam sorry. Ye no so man constitution no ema mampani tumi se edu baabi a atemuafo sefata se etumi eyi wo mfiri baabi o mo wo de mo ko baabi foforo no. Wo ho kwan so otumi eye. Na eno no oye a ye omayi mu ajaji foku batan emranim foku batan ene wo mo yedi tumi ama o mo se o mo tumi ahwe aboa ama saafo na edi bre na ama o mo no wono mo to atwadwe wi a na fe ye de sanipa na dibre no ama no pe nshisha wo de se bata wonya na o mo tumi aye ama na tumi aboa na sanipa ye yi wo mu ho nsemo aye bibia ho bi kakra sanse susu se o mu baako ayobi a wagina party bi ticket so say ono a parliamentary candidate em particular political party which is the MPP political party government say nti bi no manya adwene bi say so opani ye de no ko no na kame say man pene de nkrofo ne kokogu supreme court woni ho nsem bebre so esese ye ma ye court ahodo no ye de amanyesom bata no se de ye no manga na mu ya na bibisa sasam we esanse onipa no oye judge so safata adenye manfo no su ehunu enkonkoboa ama ye nye de sese ye na mum no esane the affiliation of a particular political party ntino ye du bebre a ye dure lawyer ma sha semfru so esanse wo ye lawyer ni pani
mini amedase na mechia yahwefo nyina zedi wadi kan aka no omen ye okwan afa so a ye your judges and I tell more for your quite first year high court judges your quite first year court of appeal judges anyway quite first year supreme court judges now supreme court judges selection and nomination process no nya de we bia so mu sha se adi kan hwe ense nipa kro no at least we did more than 15 years at the bar that's say why lawyer ni ache for more than 15 years. Until we are 15 years and above. They say no credit. Technically, they've been looking at 20 years and above, even though the Constitution says you should not be less than 15 years. So generally, once you're above 15 years and you are a lawyer, you're qualified to be nominated to the Supreme Court. Now, Yemrano, Eka said, say nipa krono, or say or ye a person of high moral character. I just say, or so you will be a prepare your na brabo and nti hwemu a eniema ehia pa say obetimi abe Supreme Court judge say we more than 15 years at the bar na wo sad ye kind of high moral character na ye court no say judicial council no matena se na omu abesebese no mu ede edin bi aba say hwe say nipa kroi wotimi eye Supreme Court judge mind you enye president and the statutory process no the judicial council
okay
womu na ekase say no enipa bi be retire from court nya osi ehia esianamu eni ntino ye hwe asa nipa womu ye lawyers ana say womu ye bi ho ye judge ebi wo ha no lawyer dada anaso ebi wo kura na no in academia classic example Professor Henrietta Mensah Bonsu as I say was Supreme Court judge and I say Professor Ashikote they were all in academia and na omu eba straight to the bench we hear people want to cry there na on call onye judge crada they were in private practice ebi ne Yura Yoni Kolendi and I say judge Nene Amegache me can the recent appointment omu eba Supreme Court no ebi free academia and ebi nso so a free private practice by now say na omu etimi adi more than 20 years at the bar na omu enim emra no na omu nimde na who said they were of people of high moral character and into judicial council year selection no and they go to president enim and no any ayifo dwene ho council of state for adwene ho and they select you. So that is what happens. Now, say judicial council e almost selection na say the comma a president na president e the comma a year council of state na almost so e confirm say say ni pakwe say or Supreme Court a hot and a president able to me at this idea no akoma parliament in the ansana edin bia enkodru parliament say a Supreme Court nominee no
afa processes
mu
okay
I can tell you say a shall the president kura no onim ho hwe so say e appointing the panel number fan say ebre bi atwam na o join a political party bia mean kind of say be a no join a political party bia. For me, it will be difficult to pin that on the appointing authority. Even though mean say appointing authority no so ebe no the research who ni pursue exactly, and until that will come up one way or the other. Say ni pay ebre atwam no na odi political party we echi. But enam say what me asua mra hu mra no wati ase na woye obi a wonimde na high moral character na yeka no may appoint the Supreme Court here. The president can go ahead and appoint him. Now, I must say, without introducing a lot of politics into our discussion, we have had situations judges a bit now mu a political party be a mu minister crapping. And also so your mumu ba bench ya nyehu the DP. And maybe I can mention Justice Kobia's name. No, before time we appointed no Echo High Court. No, we di deputy minister as local government minister under Rollins. No, we di bida. And so a bread Echo High Court. No, before overlook all that. He say, "Oh, a court of appeal judge. We na juma kama." So sometimes we do maybe my politics no really more to the extent say any panel you who say bia one president kura dim komba yes we be oye MPP and NDC into your appointing
why free for na man kobasa because I quite remember Ebra I think 2016 Supreme Court case is it 2016
the election petition
okay ye hu said the nkrofo kasa de tia Supreme Court judges na especially Justice Atuguba.
Okay, so that means that 2012, 2013, I said now. Because 2016 now Atuguba news.
Yes, 2012, 2013.
Yes.
Said the woman see a whole papano. Na kama say one more ya man look nipa kan ya no so ye prominent political figures ye no mo say they should have even known better. Sanka woman ka sentia papa ne sa eso pa no kan se mo do bebre na nka se wo mo eka e de fa no ma ekowi ase kwa no na kwa ese Supreme Court ruling ne kura no e ya tuguba e na odi ruling ne so odo ni ruling na meanwhile e
panel of judges
no decision e no nya kwan e be kenkan ye
yes
but ya horona ma do bebi no papa de bia minim enye ye kuru ya na ya ma na duru bebi a aduroi no until so be self atampo say you didn't go the brebia na fe akwakwa say or party B
you're right and look me to say ya me politics no adru stage bia as ubi antimi nya bibi okrum ha yemfa either the blue white and red attire and show and the green black and red attire and show and I understand say yes in the 2013 election petition 2012 election petition in 2013 na sa nemo na ewo ho pa ama Justice Atuguba obi mavo yes obi timi boni dua za Atuguba those things were said for me we say empenyufo but I believe the majority of the things were said by those on the fringes so because really ebewi you know the current president that time candidate that time no any candidate okay say we see on the Supreme Court and you have the right to say so sure. But ojitum and you abide by the decision of the Supreme Court so you can see say when it comes to the top echelon of the political party woman there even though Munko for Becky can say they really believed in the Supreme Court and the assembly and they fought through the process until the judgment came it's a bad judgment nearby and woman say I'm in favor of the government. But I'm in favor of the then political party NPP the case na court but omo ejitum. So I understand say we have politicized a lot of things in our country to the extent that when it comes to appointment of Supreme Court, it's going to be politicized. But let me tell you this. All over the world, Supreme Court appointments, especially if you practice a type of presidential system, there's a lot of politics. Even though it is the case, me and you too much. Say you quote the United States, now where the appointment of Supreme Court, more or less, you have conservative judges and you liberal judges. They say, okay, how you NPP judges and you NDC judges. But what they do, and I believe that is how our courts do, what they do differently, say, a basse omu apply law no dia.
Omu yen French.
Omu yen said you omu tell law na say any how omu free said law no should be interpreted.
Party no be biambam. Wo kan na amama dwan be si Donald Trump so. Obe kono so de nipa bia we nimpa somewhere Republicans.
Yes.
Wo mentality nyina Republican mentality. Ebe Supreme Court judges.
Yes.
But some be buy omu bedi ye no. Omu bodi tia.
Omu bodi no. We see for them they believe in some principles. Some of them.
And do we?
Well, I believe so. See. Who say omu and maybe the litmus test. So for a Republican, one of the litmus tests is whether you are pro-life or you are not pro-life. And if for a Republican Supreme Court nominee, they want to see say we are pro-life. And until now, a lot of Republican nominees on the court, abortion mono. So I say for them there are some things I also with me when saying they say we are Republican, that's when you're Republican. By Hano and Tessa, we don't seem to have a tenant idea chire say ye we ni agidie as a hana koye yentumfra frefre kobo you understand. But for me me gidi say all the talk about the Supreme Court judges look my hair enipa na ye di wo mu aba no Justice Akayensu. I've practiced before her before. Fantastic judge.
Is the George Kennedy Kumsen.
Yes, and my Lord Kumsen.
Na Kwame Adibu Siedu.
Yes, just the Siedu.
And Yao Gayu.
Honest Yao Gayu. No. And I mean no.
Okay.
But no, dear na I say Abaye Asem Ewo Kroma. But I believe that look. The good thing about Supreme Court appointment is that unlike a ministerial appointment, the president can revoke your appointment.
Yes.
Supreme Court appointment, okay, ours is not lifetime, but at least until retirement, you can decide to do whatever you want to do. You can rule by your conscience. Okona woman ruling biana said the OGD no obianti means sound. Unlike a ministerial appointment and I say chief executive position or president, once you are appointed as a Supreme Court judge, and you retire on your salary, and the reason why our constitution is like that, and it's a bold, and Mawutimi make a decision, would you say, and not the right thing, nobody can detect to you. When you are appointed as a Supreme Court judge, you are independent. In fact, when you look at our constitution is very clear that once you are appointed as a Supreme Court judge, in fact, the whole judicial structure cannot be dictated to by the president or parliament. And it's Supreme Court judge, you are a very independent person. You should be able to make your independent decisions without any fear or favor. And media, I can say as a lawyer practicing before these courts, but generally our courts have done well. Look, even when we don't agree with them, and as a country we have also done well, we have not fought as a result of a court decision. Even when we don't agree, we stay.
Okay,
and for me, that is very important, and we should stick to it.
Okay.
The politics obviously will never go away, but we just have to accept the fact that once you're on the Supreme Court, it's an appointment until you retire on your salary, and they are independent, they make their own decision without interference from the executive branch.
Medasi papa medasi. Mame ko yima so na mbisa yima say yima one or can sub or you should words be say you being appointed to the Supreme Court no, we should be bold, independent. Obviously, as a say we impartial. As so you'll be a samono, sensuo no color no, say netia, special ice, any actually go on. Unka kasa ice special.
That's right.
Ha. enti no said de tie no eso ka ne sa pepepe say yehwe decisions ahodo bi a court no mpempi bi du bi a decisions ahodo a course ahodo no ema no a ema nipa bi nya adwen bi say e bi a asan wei na ka say ko benkum na so ko di fa na ka say eye na so aye bi enti ne ema obi nya adwen bi say aha Supreme Court and as a court we there woman ye afa ananso say judges binom atemafo binom so ensem kind of ni ye bi enso tumi mo obi nya adwene bi say akwa we ni afa enti asem obedi ama obedi no anya de a obedi ni ye obechinchim mensama ade no makokodi nkugo ne mate enti sande mamba ko menu miasa no wo ho a de ne be ye de afa ho na ma sa kind of adwen a ebinum wo ewo dibre sese Supreme Court judges ho no ye be yida firo san say hwe nipa bi wo ho a omo onim die papa and obi so no be ka say bi a on tilted towards the political party obi a wo baby kakra na so nipa no san say susu say ye party bi nti no so betuma adwuma na kora na ye the party na akata do betuma na nyina so e dey na so say tumi ye na sa mentality ni tumi free ho no man to be calling
yo Agya Kwabena me da ase na amemfa nche so nkomfama mpeni mfa me no mo hie ba in fact we dey ma be say a lawyer for me anything
madam nya lawyer bi
kwambafo kwamuyi
kwamde wo kunu ho
me pese me chia nipa mienu bi me am maame and I say me Sunday school teacher superintendent odi ne birthday ene Madam Ernestina Word of Life Assemblies of God na me sad in church on konso and congratulations edema me nua penny Reverend Wingam yeah a part of superintendent of Assemblies of God
me na sha so Meridian FM
sir
that's for 2002 2001 2002 na me na abrani agbache
na zenya mi afre no na wo wo
ebi ani de so na kwa
ona me ba wa wu
o mi pa o se me ntere be ametie no a
asa o su ye nyame
ametie na
ti Agya amenko masem so
yo
na
da se kwa me ha
ye tese ne obisa ye no in fact me tie lawyer ensema o kai say yeah power say judge so you bold now to me put the national interest first any hon keka ho no and intina yen as a civil society organization yeah anchor proper democratic principles no eya na ebrebia no we look at the public perception and the public confidence in our judiciary and na there the most important thing after all say we dey assem kopiem or court at the end of the day no ruling ne ba omo ambeje tum ama asumbia batese ne na wo ka no friend say public no so asem we dey asem tene ne aba even say omo nyintum mpo na enkoye te say bibi te say bebre na mfa emememfe emfa nkoye enyoma ensem fata na ye was situation the public confidence in our judiciary no so tia aya na hadwen na dey ntina make us asem ye hwe enyoma kakra si ye wo ye judiciary especially Supreme Court na nsem mu no ade a asoman no say ye kasem ne ye kase omabo mo homode mu but enyoma bi tuchima say omo timi hwe sa enyoma na nka ebeboa ye ti say national security minister ebe caution the judiciary send the beya omo rule na this time eba na
national security minister
yes,
Kandapa
okay I say it's like ruling na every Supreme Court but be na ekwafa one way or one sided ruling we ni nyina ono ye national security minister na or kasa free public perception na say near national security na pick intelligence a free form no eno na order two court no for na metie lawyer ekasa or set example bi say ye man penida down monyamfo ku form so wa appointe obi as a deputy minister or be a judge.
No.
Ronald na appointed no Ronald time no.
Okay.
And
Obey a judge. Very good. And I don't know say yet say appointed lawyer as a minister of state or nye party appointee or serving the mind as a minister. Even so belong to political party A or B bona. And then say oba abe serve the party. Name of mobile serve money or a minister to the state. And to understand the to me can say or ye friend saying political friend saying judge in the appointed no. But to a point obi timako jina or say me person me jina in the ticket of NDC or MPP parliamentary candidate no. Me jina in the ticket of me party enye government no anaso aban no. Nti se wo yi wanim say me person me jina as a MPP parliamentary candidate. Me a political candidate and not government candidate. And this wo ko jina position bi say na say ye de wo ko baby a ye the highest court of the land to serve in the public interest. Na enim say Supreme Court o he niam esisi ho na say cases I call ho no mostly political cases. I cannot still even understand the ruling I buy maybe say if you are holding your birth certificate that is not a proof of citizenship. Up to now me dream ha mentiasi say me birth certificate ya wo me a eno na mo de to me din e wo hospital ya tire say me din de Azubila Emmanuel Abdul Salam a me Ghana ni ye wo mo sa hospital we no obubeka say me kita enen na it's not a proof of citizenship.
No, but let me explain why that can be possible. Say, me find just to make the discussion rich.
Okay.
Me find say Burkina Faso you know e bedru tamale. Omu one na yiri batamale no onyam no obewo. Ni issue be certificate e ma akra na ya wono tamale na e ma akra na nya Ghana ni. You see there are two things. Say America. Na sa afo ni mi no copy American wo ya by their constitutional structure no say ni pan ye American na so sometimes we need to understand this when we are talking about the issue. You have to have one of your parents being a Ghanaian before you can attain Ghanaian citizenship.
Okay. And you find say me papa e Burkina ni me mama e Burkina ni e na omba wo me e wo Ghana ha. And say omo wo Ghana ha my parents so many nyina Ghana for no meaning say me nya Ghana no matter what me tina ha fi me kwala bremu akobe da me wu kwa me tumi nya Ghana ni
now na mum wo sa akra no me fa me say at the point o ma me no papa before you attain the age of 7 o ma me no papa ye hu mu let's see who's one nam krom ha na ye so ma it's called fundling sa ne de e betimi ama Ghanaian citizenship.
Okay,
so long as o ma me no papa wa ha o mu no eye Burkina Faso no we are Ghana ni enye
na so we we Ghana so na say me 20 years 30 years so we Ghana ni
we betimi Ghana ni you have to go through the naturalization process.
Okay, so I'm going to ask now I will say even say about that issue now you see a cost debate na be long because process, even sure. The same birth cert and na we dey apply for passport na passport no a document betimi approve citizenship. Not the media apply for passport and mean to me and fan can say me proof of citizenship. And you say enter me can say from that time up to now no me dream how many years na me nyanti
you be ko dey akwaji chichi mu Supreme Court
exactly. And you hwe judge say appoint to omu nyina justice NS Yao Gawi Kwana ne ho asem aba. Na issue no mo raise here no I don't think we should sweep it under the carpet say edwuma ba be ye no and a political affiliation. I think we need to discourage that because Supreme Court says medical care. So obi ni hono ma agwako Supreme Court and home so. We your mampeni o, we your hwan yo. Enye nipa na ote ho na mum tumi na e Supreme Court no. Enti wodi obi e ko hono ma, se wodi obi a ne standard and say ne moral standard and say tese na lawyer ka no. Ene ne integrity no ebetimi project the integrity of the Supreme Court. Osha emra na say 2012 Supreme Court petition, election petition. Omodi ko wura Supreme Court. Na ma eye o mampena na wote so. Ba me catch na menye so no oda because Supreme Court ono tumi o. sounds na 2020 election the year omodi ko wura me na me nya sure say nana president Nanado na oda na yi until the rule in the paper. This tells you the power of the Supreme Court, and we should not gamble with anybody at all. Say, oh, we qualify, we serve for this number of years. So, you are appointed. So, in this case now, Chinebi, you are say you appointed Minister Chairman or hey, Abronye, as Supreme Court judge. You are saying Ketiaba, the National Chairman of Osampo Faba, you are the Chairman team Swaba. What are we building at our Supreme Court? Are we building political party judges, or we are building judges for the state? So I think this is something I say, to me, this Caribbean can say, he is not the only qualified judge that will occupy that position. For the integrity and the public confidence in our Supreme Court, we should not bring people like this to create more tension. You see, Supreme Court, baby, obi buefu mesme buefu ya say okay yanko honom na yanko behwe bibia asem no kwane da enti wo de wure nyina hye Supreme Court enti wo kodu ho nso na se ho no kwa say doubt bi wo ho onji peni bi ni a na asem na wo mpo wo de kwa no one anhwe na obekofia kofa mena hye wonsim. And these are some of the things that we have to discourage and also build the public confidence. I don't think the Supreme Court has done bad at all when it comes to their work. Na
yemi say so onipa no ewo ade no be no nimdie wo se efata o qualify si ye de ma no na se bia bere bia besenko wo gina ya anu atwam anu ya bakosem so wabeji o gina bere bia besenko ena bere na besenko ya no gina ya no wanyampo ena party gina na namu no party na mahunu se obetumi aye adwuma na ye pese okokoye no a sanke se da nyehu sa
Agya Kwabena ense da nyehu na emom party amako gina se me person represent party no me loyalty to that party is high o ye nipa enye obi a abrofo no ewo fair say professionalism to a standard bia ono no ye man position a won fa ho ene bibia no odon na Ghana ha ye we menua say obi nko follow enti ye can see bia ne pastor adenti na obi ko security police any military way a ye say ye kwahwe records e bia mre bia twon kwala brem ukoye demonstration basabasa bi mpo SS eno krate betimi dia disqualify SS niema e bia na wa university start ampo no na o swa na wonim bas e betimi e de gina so disqualify wa kobokro no da wa take part in armed robbery da. These are previous precedents on betimi dia attract your level of judgment how betimi put an asibia send ye wadwen esi efa so won't mean judge me based without referring to my past.
Okay.
So those who are saying say the past no a threat to our justice system no, I think I partially agree with them.
Okay.
I just make a small point just to enrich the discussion and send a minute about. You see, the Supreme Court, and it said the United States Supreme Court they empanel all the 9 judges at all times. Okay, so it's a media. What can I say? The way you can cure this doubt, and they say, "Okay, Supreme Court." Matter of fact, you made a good point. Say a lot of the cases they call you political, but I can also assure you, say there are a lot of non-political cases,
land issues, yeah,
a lot. See, the Supreme Court is an appellate court. It's our last appellate court, and it's and some a court high court a year amount for land. In fact, our year amount for land, amount a commercial contract, a lot of issues. A free high court travels through the Court of Appeal and then ends up at the Supreme Court. Now, the only reason why I can say there are a lot of political cases there, and they were but Supreme Court SCT at any point Biana, I can tell you say political case in the year no, I don't create a new bill 4 or 5, but because of the names, I understand. So because there's a lot of political cases, and so there are a lot of jobs, as I say, because they don't empanel all the 9 judges. There is no need for you to check anybody's political color. before they can make a decision as to whether say as I say akoto no utuaka na wan kotuaka and as a contract no obrichi na as
well. Na say fa so nipa na okokoye ye no say party member bi onu nim ne dada on na body nkomo abodemu
the campaign
manager no but make sure it's not, you see bibia ye can be, it's not as if it being see that. You see, in the famous case, any loss then Bia will know Salah and Attorney General, and then Attorney General and Salah. And I'm sure my law students understand what I'm talking about. The judges say in Ghana, everybody knows somebody. And in Oka said, you will be recusing no because when you waiting. In that case, meaning so okay, Salah and Attorney General and Salah. What the plaintiff did in Attorney General and Salah, and say, you can say judge, what here some justice apalu one political party being called for more of edin kombo and intinu or ye onto me and ye fair so what I say. But the Supreme Court at the time, like I say, me fair no the basis for asking people to recuse.
But there's a difference between Komodie and Obi Akwa as a parliamentary candidate.
No, I'm just saying that because of argument now and say Obia the political party ni and also nim no and I say on any campaign manager. Look, in Ghana everybody knows somebody.
Sure.
And until ye penipa ye do mo Supreme Court na ye fact the people of high moral character and people of high caliber said they will be able to distinguish between personal interest and what is legal issue.
That's it. You have a person lecture and say, Kwame, what did you say? We Bibian can see a casafa. Say, I say normal. Say, Udipa between a Jumana, I didn't a yamano, and conquer a Juma, non conny baby. No more say, no free and a bound, no free and no baha. Ubibaka say, na set ye you ubi bribia by Saint Quintino. Am I ye need to say we Bobby try and say they say to me, you know. I bet you try be a bema ye jidia ye walk away at him. Say, Sakobasa amount for jidia what him where you make kuno a year say woman. Asamaba.
Jama memfa kwanya we na menchia wahwefo ba bi wa fidi kase no ekoduru. Na menchia lawyer Niminua Adams. Exactly the question I will be say as a second we a year as a kasafa ho ana. Ne di kan no ye kreti otie discussions na ekoso na ye Ghana fo na ye abibifo no e firi ase akase senko ye broni ndia nka asem bi ani ho nko no de obetimi de atentene ne aba obeyi biases aye den afrim why say ebesi nne no abibifo ye gusu wadwen say abrofo wonyansa ten in the first place. If we are talking about corruption, corruption is everywhere. You are going to say, Bronin dia ko betimaye. Na mom bibini dia ontimenye. Adentia. The same mindset, the same training na obi akomu no. A obetimaye judge wa America no. Yentimi ntena hanka say obi ye judge wa America or ye papa chen judge ya ono so wo Ghana. And in fact, the Supreme Court ye kan ho asem no. Sauba Africa ha. One of the Supreme Court we will respect pa because of what more reasoning. Sa asemba e kwan omo faso e do omo judgment ye den e ba abonten no. Most you can go to Nigeria omo presidential election petition na e koyen. They made reference to the 2013 case na ye den. E koye kwana judges na fast reason ye. E dia be na amanfo ka se enya enye nti ye mfa nto ba be dia ya. Ade enye ne se ye 1992 constitution ne se me amete ye. Me ye MPP ni a me qualified to be a judge. Ana me nua yi en qualified se o ye NDC ni a eni kwan so ye judge ana lawyer. Se wo constitution mu saade a ena obi akata nani akwa appoint say a constitution is mfa abronye nkoye a judge of a superior court and a high court and a district court na ye da makwa appoint no eno no kire say constitutional breach bia ye dey abam ba me no wo kasa sisi the issue ya ye discuss ye no So from 1992 constitution now, from A to Z, baby and wa constitution na kase. So be a party A, party B ya, ontimi ni judge no. Na said a lawyer kan no, high moral character no. Se nipa no na dwene mu da ho. Na edi kan oye lawyer ni a ote before ansa na obaye judge no. Na kyese o mahu se wa fantetie mu a woni mmra no ansa na wa ye judge no. Yentimi ko appoint obi a onye oni mmra so ma me ye judge. Nti nipa na ye de ne ba no. Ebi o won kekan ye bi e wo no ho a e na mo betima register sa nipa we die. Odi judge enyere. Enye so kaya I think Brata Kwete e the attorney general court ebra ye appointed Justice Kingsley Akwano e mo de call Supreme Court to say the late Kingsley Akwakora no na okokoji obi girlfriend no mo raise issue no de call Supreme Court no yes because of that you know ye massem into oni high moral character and integrity na ye ka ho e fa yin kwesi Supreme Court no ka say ye mfa no nye dey en kan sem e no nka ho o mo nti ase mu no nye sa na kire baru betima ka say bia office na okwo na ye office ye dey e sombo emire bi okokoye adwuma wo office bi na ogigi sika basa nti office na okoye so no obi di asemba beto na nima anhwa no akogye adamude no wabu atenchia ehon na obetuma ka say based on that nti ananse ebia no office bi ye di kan the corruption charges bi abona etare no ho na ye nim ne yakwakoyi apie eno no betuma ka say high moral character and integrity na ye ka ho asem onyele oni but no fire Supreme Court announced the way of appointing judges in our country sisi ameno kase ya enyemre di kan nia obi a owo party A akọ Supreme Court announced bibisa ne di kan Justice Tuguba ye kana semui he was the parliamentary candidate for MPP for Bolga Central in 1992 Justice Tuguba no MPP candidate for Bolga Central in 1992 when we boycotted the 1992 parliamentary elections.
Yeah.
After that, Rawlings appointed him to the Supreme Court in 1995. Oye na juma na wanye. Oye na juma. And so now MPP ni the only card owo e political card owo e woni wiase nyina obaye a uranda obenya ye MPP. That is a Tuguba. Who they are not to the current Supreme Court judge. Justice Jawapau. So don't even because of Bono region. Sure. He was the PNDC regional secretary. It is said the regional minister. The PNDC gave birth to MDC Anameboa. PNDC regional secretary Phil Honum no as a former regional minister. No. Rawlings appointed him. And odi ababe duru Supreme Court. So kwa Supreme Court was this year me no kasa ya. You were former PNC regional chairman. Justice Puaman,
yeah.
PNC regional chairman. John Mahama appointed him as a Supreme Court. But ufa papa ni reason nene the way also manage judgment. So when you akwanya ready ni judgment ni bi awama e wo Supreme Court wa. Me da bia me kam si nyansa wom. Enya PNC judgment na otwere wo Supreme Court wo. Na mom judgment ye beda ho saa manchinima a me dem fi se nyansa wom. Na no anda sa ho high court wa. After say 2020 elections in we Judge or grante expertine Johnson editia amewu no. Ono na honorable Joseph Wahin edu etu no. No ye wasa manfi is 1992 or winning 96 na 2000 olusu ye. Honorable George Buodi. Sisi ameno kase on ye whole high court judge supervising high court judge. ɔyɛ n'adwuma ɔma judgment ya nipa a ɔma ne ti ano na ofi sɛ ebia one way the other no error so bi aba mu no nya na ɔba supreme court sɛ adeɛ no kora mo ba be challenge no before adan be do supreme court na case na yɛ den awu nti mo nkɔ mo ba bi ɛno nkyerɛ sɛ ne reason na ɔma o high court no yɛ NDC reason once a wo kwan foforo obetima challenge obi decision there ɛno no ɛnka hwee ajaso ati ase nti ye won krofo a wo wo political background ukọ oboase ya ye 1992 parliamentary candidate Rollins appointed no Justice Frank Amoa or retired 4 years ago high court or say we over 20 years 1992 parliamentary candidate Rollins appointed no judge ya lawyer born din court of appeal judge Francis Jeffrey Kwabena no ye 2-term member of parliament or Jirapa. On the ticket of NDC, 2-term. 2000 ya na one kobo free one no call high court. Kufuor na ba appointee no. Kufuor kura na some promote to the same NDC need to the court of appeal. 2008 judges are Kufuor Baba Kone last a year more promotion no. NDC near not a deputy minister for Agric rather. 2-term member of parliament. Okusu ho. Kufuor na didn't call because he didn't call high court no. Wakwa ye na duma. Nti eduru wana so qualify for court of appeal. Near say why NDC MP da. Nti maye mfa ne nko. Yes ana ye the politics ever destroy.
When na kame ye bisa wa wo de aba no say. Si ye woni pe bi a hwe the example sama ye nyina e kire say. Nipa no free baby. E no ye biribi. E no ba baby. E no baby ku oba no so no we na adwuma ye. Ya be ye den say ye kasai. Said the amount for mentality because eba ne same am church na ha me pa. Me nipa ye bi di nkomo so Kwabena wonim. Si ahwe bedu baby no. Nipa ye nim defo a wo monim de no so hu no be bo o man chichire no. Wo to sa from mo mada. Esa se party A frɛ no a e beka se party B for bekasa. Party B for so frɛ no a party A for bekasa. Enti pesa ehwe so do wo ma nyina achi no. Edem pa na se ye yese amanfo. Na samme adwena ye wo efa se ye mpanimfo hu a abribia no kame se yan o ya soro ya o ya soro ya o ya soro honhom ahye ye ma no ade na betu ani e break no at a point in time a e be firi hokora
ne di kan ne ye friend education is very very important as I say the legal department of NCC and Ghana Bar Association ankasa no e wo dwumadi
sure
because these are legal matters ya ye den ye kan ho asem enye obia na eba legal issues or motiase because obi wa adwene say de Agya Kwabena kwa ebi oye CPP ni a odi masem wi a he na me de kobiem ese say ma manfo tie ase se Agya Kwabena di masem ne se menti ase mfise bibia nko yi a me wa akwanya foforo enye Supreme Court nko Supreme Court yi ukọ ne se odifo a ubetima ye review near the other panel members ababa yede ababa count there are so many cases here ebia 5 panel members na die na nipa na ko review na wakwa yere wakwa we na no ada sa o Savior Church ya so mo ko review ena ne ma akwa yere e review process no ena ebinum akwa dibem nti amanfo ti ase se me kwane se me kokotɔ fama enye na wie ye no na ana se me fi se judge we no judge obedi masem no e wo bibia ana wo kwa ko rezi bias sa bias no hu se nipa na wo rezi atia no wo benefit ye dai e wo asem na nipa na asem na odie no emfa so die bia amra ne se wo ko rezi se oye bias ya enya de se wo betie wasem se Agya Kwabena ye baya asem we do di enye judges ni be hwese asem ye aba be da ho kura wo kasa Agya Kwabena ye baya ase emfaso de ben na ewoma at the end of the day Agya Kwabena be benefit wo no fa ase bi e wo asem no mu wo interest wo asem no mu ono na e finance case na saa nneɛma no bia no wɔnhu ne sɛ ɔsɔre wo ka bias ya bias ne start a bright 2013 petition no start ye no because now say o se kwana omode atuguba ye de efa so start free fine start a bra the ruling government na nkasa party no eye press conference say eye kofo na appointed George Wood everywhere in the world no election like this a petition like this called Supreme Court wa the highest court of the land amanfo ani di akira enipa o preside the chief justice everywhere in the world ekoso but the 2013 presidential petition na eko Supreme Court no the ruling government na manfo party na ye NDC no we are aware press conference say because of Sekofo na appointed George Wood no or predetermined mind e wa asem no ho nti o preside a enye enti no eno so bae ma the opposition party ni say okay and ne ono so be preside na George Wood say because of ne mo aye ne demonstration mo di kana ye enti no me kura me preside ba ho constitution na ono and at presidential elections no constitutional can presidential election petition no chief justice na say or preside but because of sad they didn't na ma me say ma pagya me say me na nkotena so bi enti say nipa foforo abade a the opposition party members no so be free ase awe ne nam because almost so wa adwene say una pagya we free ho de a ne omo de aba no so me so me den na we ne nam atika and that is why any the best way. So what you say when the cover ba near na buro ba kan no on the dey yam no ba yo
it so be fun ko so be fun mu
na say ntia me say e ka say ye di enu achi a mama wo examples wa judges ya o ma ye o madwuma mu gusu ye o madwuma mu reason ne ye dey eye papa nipa ya o ma appointing ni e be bisa so qualify na on qualify o qualify so obeye na dwuma o ye lawyer ni e mapa obeye na dwuma ni ehia ne say obi wa asem fa judges ya ya bo omudi hu a odo omo bere odo wasem because e be ba daily graphic ebia ne yete ha ye kan no enye sa issues no because the appointment committee ntimi based on that enkase ye man ko Supreme Court ene de enye reason papa obi anu ho bete ase ebia na obi wa asem foforo bi e sha adaka mu enu mom ebe si ni kwan okay nti yenya ma appointment committee no because said the lawyer kan no judicial council or upon advice of the ma president ne council of state no and a council of state so kra no before ne man panyin be yes ade we nyina no wo mo the candidate bia ma bia nai nti before bibi say be ba bonten no na bia nai fo kra ye o maduma ye den awie da kra akora na bisa nipa no said no see ye nsem as a lawyer or practice said no see ye na dwuma ni ade ade o ma ye ni nya o wa ha bia no o ma ye o mo nwuma ye den awie nti no appointment committee no na e ba betena say the normal formality na e kwako ba say ye gina so say obi o party asori dam ye to aba nyame wo candidate nyankopon to aba even general election nyankopon to aba nyankopon to aba because ye to aba wia ne wawe no ekwa asori dam so kwa akoda ase nje se nyame support no na nje se nyame belong to a political party ana me bwa na no ye ko ye national election wie oba mo wie ne so ma kwa na ase aso
nyakopon to aba
ma politician everywhere there is a politics nti ye ka say enu nti obi nko na nim we should forget ye move forward ye mesren say ye nya gidie in our Supreme Court no
any party political parties here na mo yesa niam no wo media ha me dey say NDC be sorry e be kan gaga na kogu na pipi so sorry aka gaga na kogu nti no we peja na we peja na we peja not to say
mo be ya shanya na no other so judgment e course wa even almost because of so belong to na we na appointing no there are cases ya me ma follow ba ku ya omukọ review yi even na no other ikura just MP and battle MP import this question dey say almost Supreme Court no ye part by Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo but no hwe wo mo no ne other panel members ne nya adwena saa judges ni nyina were appointed by Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo nti e kire say udu Supreme Court ho no obi an control wo
okay
nti judges ni binum a injunction ne baaye no wo mo call 4-3 no 3 judges na wo say wo de free say ya the injunction to papa no so enye yie no e Nanado na appoint wo mo aren't o man ka say because of Nanado na de baaye nti no say omo the case bi atia NDC MP a ne nyina ye mwa ne yenko 7
ne ntumi ntunu mfiri
ne ntumi ntunu no ebinum na Nanado na appoint o ma constitution ne ma kwan na omo wo honom no e ka say no ye de ya dwen kire ye say ogusu ye na dwuma kopem say ye bedi asem ne be wi a enu be boanti no the fact say obi appoint obi na obi LPP ni no enye hu enka hu
me gidi say na no pay nkoma ye die no ebiebie ne mani so pa me yetube hu ne ma bibiri say hu hia pe nsem a abedwafo betena kan no bia na asem say kwa me kan bia na asem fufuo bi oba bia obi enim nti say omo advertise ana so publish people sim say wo no ho asem bi kan appointment committee nim fa bra na bia asem fufuo bi o aye nim a fine nti enso nyina ibeka ne agya bi kaja bi na febiri pa mu no de beba bia no ya hwe ne aka so nti ya hwe ya kwasam we so na ye mra na ye mehwe we me pese ye de we ye last topic okay and this year press conference ami je fi ne kasai na o kan say mampene be de akire any finance minister
because Ghana card is second
Ghana card need be we.
Okay.
We no ye be born toto na the Ghana card na we. And this press conference omo ye no. Sabi je fi kire say. Omo ye sika sama tete apansam nyina no. Ye kukura ye de kokoto mampanya be de akire any economic management team no aboboa no. Na ye economic management team nso de a na mampani abedi akire Dr. Baomia wo no e na eye pani oda no. And a finance minister and a woman eka ho na ogidi se wo mu nyina omo di hwambo omo di nkuguo wo ma mmoa yen nti be ya yempa mo omo na osande susu se enema wudo bi a ewo ho a ha adwene e-levy say projected security ebenya no yenya nti ne ka ono nko a ka e-levy no ye mongu ena fifa won so taxes a wodo do so a ha adwene nti yenye no so fanfiri o na ye ho enhenhan ye nti on do kan pain say e-levy no yenye fanfiri o kra kwa me mesha sefiri so
no problem
sa call ya samedi baye wo hu ni sen eye bibi ese tumi gina so ka say isan say ye ka obi a ye ka sikasam to tue a o my Ghana ebetumi apagya no a eye ni dinye wo soro pa Dr. Baomia ena isusu say ndi sifo no susu say ni dwumadi bi odi ye na nko yenti ye do bebi yedri enti wo mo call said they should be sacked na ye nyi living fanfiri ho no wo hunu ni say we de ye mfa mbere to ye wo 10 ye do hwere ba ko da enim
okay
ti mama sima be ye okay edu
no problem aja me da se bebre so hwe be ya afe ba ko ne a NDC nsem o mo start o mo kan nyina no from day 1 no wo mo kase or starting from 2020 to date ebra ye nya global crisis na nsem o mo kan be sin ne no wo mo ntimi kan kire Ghana fo se ye NDC ye ba ye solution nie we ni e be ya o man Ghana be pede no ane kasa en kasa da bia kasa won offer solution no ye fa no se ne ye normal yi a wakọ adebore so ana truni kwanso na ye twa be ne wanum wa petese ne bi
kwame we de mitwa no ye mama ye tie ensem a wo mo kan de kakra
based on that
we de ye bia ya hwefo so benya ho kwan eti kakra nti madam se video na ready amoma ye ti de same kan
aba we mu obetumi ayama na ye yie mampenya Kufuado enyai namfo ne kokofu bọbọ abusuama mu no na wama nipa foforo so akwanya osia kotomo former tafo MP omo wo ho makasi be mu omo wo ho If you say all these people, Yanka said before Sami Jenfi, and now Honorable Setekpe, and now Isaac Kadungo, and now to force and the finance minister. You say, "Wow, party in Muno, shame na funny powerful frubia, or fresh ideas on also beating me about the Ababoa. If you see a can say, na Yankan a bonnet. No, man, penny, I bet your chamber will me as they say economy, no one can say, who say, a bronze so. Into where Jatoa, they say, you say, in Fidi. New money are bare for share to say digitalization and the DH. Man, Penya Kufuado, any or Mensi Casano, in Finism. Near head of economic management team, and many powerful. Nasa, one of you are saying digitalization will be DH, Uncle DH. Not your what time for the economy. No, but to me, arrested dollar na stabilizes Sidino, Omra, no may say, John. If we say, Sabine Yenesa at Yahotobe, but now I Yenesadia, and which then Becoso. Now, yes, we can't alone to Munda, because Wakasa until we see changes in the political governance of this country. Now, your man Penny Libu to say, or my day and one, just say, BBI coso from. If we say in pay, and we see, yes, your man Penny Kushfuado, 11, no, and fast will be a crane is what, and fast will be a crane you are abaso. Sika bebreba moka mo perfume nyina no on se mo anya ade no so a egu momo industry no enti muntwam na wo yenyi free ho muntie Ghana fo so na mo pɛ kwan foforo kwan papa bi so enfa mobilize sika because enye sika nyina na edi we anyafo sika through e-levy ebeye musuo kra ene ohaw e de ama wo man no ti e-levy ne yenyi free ho COVID levy no faso bi ani so COVID-19 atwam wan gaza wo se mask yi kura no maye nhye biem e se won to pp o je COVID levy o de koye den yenyi free ho special petroleum tax and international market price of crude akosora ye tua ye den yenyi free ho boiler tax ye ne president Mahamate ne yesesa boiler wo kuro ma ye ntua boiler tax on diesel and petrol and na ye tua ni mpo na fi mene yenyi tax ni free ho ye levies na ye tuama local assembly se betimi dia prapra ye mantemu ye siesie kro ene taxes aya boboso ni nyina
we press conference and this ama yokunu ye Sami Jenfi communication director and as a communication officer de ma and this ama yokunu wono ekokenkan ti kwame watie
everything was centered on the economic crisis
sure
ewo man na omu putu blame ne say yem blame na adodanko akofo ado say e ma yen ka say COVID-19 any Ukraine war no e na dia ho kira ye den aba no ma bisa say NDC ankasa why no mo dada no ye di kan Agya Kwabena mikita this publication 3rd November 2021 ebra former president Mahama eko kasa ye wo African Economic Congress ewo Abuja omoto nsafre no man ko kasa ye no paragraph 9 of the statement o ko deliver ewo Abuja or say ex-president Mahama gives pointers on how African can build back its economy. Paragraph 9 admittedly COVID-19 is certainly one of many challenges that has aggravated African vulnerability and exacerbated current growth challenges. COVID-19 is impacting and impeding the beforehand regular progress in the direction of reaching the Sustainable Development Goal, whose growth date is simply 8 years. Ubaha, or say, my brothers and sisters, I have spent paragraph 11 a while on the coronavirus pandemic as a result of the unfavorable effect on the socio-economic fortune of our African folks has been huge. So insidious had it been that it has actually relegated most of the challenges dealing with our folks. Furthermore, revenues have been closely affected because the demand for Africa's commodity, resembling oil, cocoa, and tourism, has sharply declined. In summer, former President Mahama, eko kan idea COVID-19 aye Africa. Na Ghana ye Canada. Ghana Canada nti concept no mu yie sa wonya wo former presidential candidate and former president wakwako penti what COVID-19 na ankasa bibre ma ne nti a aha ye COVID-19 ya team ye kase ne say most of your countries in your developing countries nti ye ni ahoden ye sika sem wo fam and ono akodi adanse ye say abibre ma no COVID-19 adi yawu pa kese wo beduru Ghana na wasoma communication director so onko kan kire Ghana for say African countries in Ghana and Ghana and Canada.
Na so is to some raise no bi. And say o kan bibi efa said o kan yi. Efa say e-levy eto no.
Everything is about the economy. E ho na me ba mu.
Okay.
Ni edi kan nanu ada ya another 25th April 2022. Former President Mahama Kokasa or Harvard Business School. Nasema o kan ye say COVID-19 no aha man for pa ye. Or say in my country Ghana, our economy has emerged in an extremely poor shape from the COVID-19 experience. I feel 25th April 2022. Former President Mahama Kasa wo Harvard Business School no. Osi wiase nyina nyintum sa wo ba Ghana COVID-19 ama ho kira abapa Harvard de wakwa akoka no na ma oba beduru Ghana osi yemfa sobuo no Akufo-Addo and the economic management team no and the creation of the economic challenges we are facing nti one na odada no. This is the statement from Don Dramani Mahama 25th April bosome senie and 9 meboa Ntino se wan kasa no wogitum se COVID-19 na ama ahokyere badia edien na yemfa nso obosa ahokyere. The taxes when enyi NDC ni me amemeti ya menyi NDC ni da ono no se taxes we nyina ye ba ye be yi afiri honom no. NDC in 2008 ka kire Ghana for say kofo de to ahodo ekum Ghana for no omo no ba they will not introduce new taxes. Where a 2008 manifesto, page 45 of the manifesto, fiscal policy. Or say, as a party of modern social democrats, the NDC believe in funding development and the provision of essential services through efficient, effective, and equitable taxation of all citizens based on principles of affordability. The new NDC government will not introduce any new taxes. Page 45. Nti nkrofo ya mo TV so a wo ma ha wo mani a wo so wo ne ba wo be ye Ghana yie na to de wo be yi to afiri wo no. Exactly what they said in 2008. On by to be no mo de bai. Kaya ye to bai. Condom tax bai. About 15 taxes. And under Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo ya abolish Agya Kwabena, you are aware. 15 taxes. So do sika akwa to bang watria all the necessary taxes in nyina no. No masana chechi wo bang ho. So wo yi 100 Ghana from Wakantwa. Na NDC wom 10 cities. Me bo akasem boa. Omu communication director na e ka say. Mimi maami a oti akoma dan under Don Dramani Mahama former president. Waton tosi anya 500 Ghana de akoto akoma dan wura bange no. Okwa akoyi sa 500 no back to the business ya. Na Don Dramani Mahama agimu 50 Ghana.
Ono no oji ana say your money tete. Enti se wo kan say no so bi so ka say say eto na emotomo de aba no say ye mampe na nado na gi sa to mo.
That time sa to na mo de buy ni global crisis. Nti so mo ankasa gie tum enyam na me kasa o former president Mahama mama two statement ya wa penti akire wiase nyina se COVID-19 no affect Ghana for na me no kasa ya o ka IMF ho nsem nyina kasa bebrebe nyina no afe na MPP ye kwa akopɛ support MPP government ye kwa akopɛ support we beboa o man Ghana for NDC 8 years no mo nsadwase any IMF 8 years ni nya no mo te ho because
8 years.
8 years nyina. Opa, member.
Obrebe 90s call IMF no.
Yes, and no omo kan tire Ghana for say they went to the IMF in 2009. Omo kan. But call phone no so. Bo atifi asemi. If wa phone na bo ebe yaba and this document will show up in your phone. History of lending commitment. Ghana history of IMF. Ebe yaba lending commitment. Ebe yaba. IMF empredo do o man Ghana. Yakoho. It started from 1965. Eba besi NDC ko 2009. Wo mo ko ye no mo ko ka kire IMF say. Mo maye bosia na bosia na mo de maye no. And this is the document. Signed by Kwabena Dufour. Mo de ko yo. Article 6, letter of intent every time mo de ko my IMF. Wo mo je $620 million. Asema ewo ho ne say, and net then $620 million no. E net $2.6 billion. Womo ko ka kire omo say mo mfa size kan maye na ye de bagana. Ye de ba betu aye poverty reduction program ye de betu hiase kojo. Na omo de ma omo for 3-year period no. Eno no so ye mismanagement nti. Ye san call back. In the year 2015, a year called IMF, when my son will catch IMF. Say, Ebola Bagana, into Ebola and Timoma Bosnia, Casameboa. The letter of intent dated by Setepe. I know the Asami Jamfi and Cason resign. Will former finance minister to me a letter command IMF was a Ebola outbreak in the Ahonchira Bagana, until IMF won't no more. This is the letter. 17th August 2015. Signed by Setepe, letter of intent to the IMF. Kwabena Dufour na sem o kan wa hana me ba be ready.
Kwabena Dufour na Setepe.
I Setepe 2015. Letter o mo de call page 3. Growth and inflation. Or say economic growth decelerated to 4.0% in 2014, broadly as estimated before. Shortages in electricity supply, coupled with increasing input costs from the depreciation of the cedi, contributed to a contraction in the industrial sectors and a significant slowdown in the services sectors. Within industry, manufacturing and water sectors experienced a contraction while the petroleum and mining, electricity and construction sectors slowed down. The outbreak of Ebola in the West African region, and the resulting moratorium of international conferences in Ghana contributed to a contraction in the hotel and restaurant sector. Yet the Ebola kwaje ebosia. Ebola. Nyamana mesan yo.
No nko a.
Oh, o se electricity na shortages na ekoso no. Ama manfo nyuma asai. Number 2, Ebola outbreak no. Manfo hotels in operate. Nti IMF nyina saa niema mienu we so ema omo bosia mra Ghana. Agya Kwabena. Ebola outbreak. Ye je ho bosia. Ebola nkum nipa Ghana. COVID-19 Ebola mankrofo ankotena fie anya hwede ye yesunya no ka na egusu wi akrantifo no troba na ye adwuma je se ba fam wakara ba COVID-19 mankrofo kokotena fie close to 2 years teacher for tena fie close to 2 years na aban ni pure omoka omantima anko class me bo aka semboa Ebola ba teacher ni bi tena fie Ebola ba ye ne ye chenuane wo krom ha Ebola ba ye ne ye ma free electricity Ebola ba ye ma free water compare the two no MPP akọ IMF because of the pandemic this epidemic where Ebola na epidemic run emam because Ghana ye nyabi ye ni one case but obi clear letter the course because of say na manfo meda hotels do say na one kran ha ye ya krante nkwan catch me Sa hotels dodo say Agya Kwabena ye nkran ha ye ti ni Kumasi. Hotel dodo say ne ye kusie nkwan. Hotel dodo say ne ye apra nkwan ye nim say Ebola ba apra na de bai. Memwa, wako hotel ko ho apra namda. Nso ye timi twere ko enim ye Ebola outbreak. E dia ho twere ba Ghana yakogye ho bosia. Under this government no ewiase nyina no enipa over 2000 ene wu ye wo Ghana ha covid yi ho asema ye kan over 2000 ene wu ye nti se moa gye atum sa ho kire abade a now be kan electricity shortages ya ebra mo ka kire Ghana fo se yenye ready se penkania mo adade a we must be ready to pay more ye tua more no 79% nkania ne bai
Kwame wo kasa nyina na me dwene bibi ho say wo kan
na bisame
wo kan na one more reason some de koye ene say weni
yen sesan weni membo
a na mo so reasons am so de koye ni ebra mo so mo opposition answer mo baba ban mu I quite remember say I am a fu de boy this for achi sa mo ba so mo extend no
any problem
mo extend no ade na mo opposition mo se anya mo ba mo extend no
eno metwase opposition is tangible
eno danche and secondly abra na covid ba ye ne ho nsam ne se ne sikasam nkoyi no government officials finance minister the deputy one kasa out here any party executive we can say IMF there is no way say Ghana ye be ko IMF
bajo
ebra na ye mo kasa nsam nyina no again na mo gina so ntia mo kasa mo kona fi all of a sudden eba mo ko IMF
sa two issue na ba ye na NDC for bohu say MPP for ko IMF for mo kasa o mo ko ye ni age no no manage ne ye niam ba ko because one NDC achiwade free senior high nti no mo fi say IMF no kwa akoka say ye nti ye be ma mo bosia de a NDC achiwade ye free senior high na ye ntwam na sa na wo mutim o ma chiwade no nti no mo bosese o free senior high na ba be bo Ghana for because no mo mpe IMF so no amagiase nyina ate ase say sa policy we na program we a MPP aban under na nado danko akofo ado ye no eye program a ebo ahiafo na 25 to 30 years time no Ghana best san because ye de nguma suya e na sesa oman nti ho no omani ma ye den aguase NDC going to IMF for on two occasions na MPP ye wo ye CC a afa na ye ko IMF den eniema na asia sa parties we mie no eko IMF let us compare because MPP ye ka say woman mismanagement because makwaje baako say mo di ba betu hiase in 2009 mo ko IMF mo di ba betu hiase ye ntu hia no mo sana ko IMF biem say Ebola aba nti mo ma esika na ye ho akere ya wo mo baaye no e de nom de ba be solve problem no mo de call ye na ye problem mo na create within and problem aye de call IMF no if or mind be to say Canada aban ayenim so mo na mo ho odin e ko bosiabo Argentina aban ayenim so mo na mo ho odin no e ko IMF akwa bosia o mind Ghana ni edi kan no wo mo kasa no they are the very people wo ko ranks nyina ka kire Ghana for say e11 no e mo ntua
na anti sanka e11 ni ba ya nka ebetumi esi oha na IMF be kona
no can make it clear say e11 nko an ntimi nsi ye problems so nkwan say yenya other sources so e de ye den
other e11 or IMF
e de ye den e support now IMF program na e ba no e program aye nyina ye nim say the former president Mahama aka say ahokire na ye ka ho asem no because one ye taxes ye tua e wo man you know your taxes ye gie no at the end of every month bia no na compensation agini nyina bi to say salaries and so on about 70% of our taxes in Ghana now no ye the compensations like salary and so on. This is something from the Bank of Ghana and the Finance Ministry. Nti e bi say ho say ye di o man say ye to no kwa about 70% e come to salary. What about other development near there? They be school adan. aban yi bae ebra ye starting free senior high se wa wo show yi so na wo yi kire se enkora ne nya ba bi na meboa me na me ti show yi so na adan ho ayeden aban no gisi no ho so se adan enkora ne nya em ba bi na no ese se me see about 1,090 buildings across all the existing secondary so be ya obi ba pass na ko obenya ba bi ada
hey kwame so kosa
and now me no ka say I come 5 minutes
when if when say we kwa waje almost 30 minutes and kwame for one because let me be say question be say we can be say mo kan ya kan say
oh and I can be you
briefly say IMF mon kon ne china finance minister kan the deputy kan be so wo kwa kan bi Kwansi
me da me kan obabia say yenko IMF ne American say ye ko IMF
Kwansi nti IMF finance minister no esikasam de kura no o say yenko the deputy say yenko ne nko che no ko kan wo ho mra hwebedwem all of a sudden abase ye ko IMF dia na eden na see
aja wo ya ma ya te ase say program na abasisi awiase nyina aba no eye program a ye ntimi entna so ase o mind
problem no finance minister and deputy nim.
Oh, and I'm saying, they are not the creation. They are not the creation of the...
They are not the creation.
So, I don't know. Say, I'm saying,
I'm creating one is Casam to you, no more crap and I'm say, oh, mine
chichire, you beside your Gusuni opposition question, we are getting it wrong. Or mine chichire, and not only the economic management team. O manchichire enye bomia ene finance minister ene ni deputy o manchichire ye collectively ya yete anyina ye ka ho bi ena yenye global economic crisis ya aba enti sa global economic crisis na aba na yesika sem wo fam no ye taxes wo fam no dia na yenye
enna munim ni nyina sa finance minister nim ni nyina sa the deputy nim ni nyina sa enti ade so munim nyina sa ye taxes ya je no wo fam yeah global problems wo ho a or how case pandemic
wo ha taxes ni ba from the pandemic covid no
me nyina aba from e say nyina aba from na so munim a britia bi almost yenko within a month almost yeko
see e be kon yenko kora yeko ba ne se be nyankwa ne obi aka se yenko dada no yemfa no nto nche yeko aba be nyankwa na hia na se ne obi aka dada na hia
me da se
you man no wo ye jeja wo ye bias me bi sa kwese yi ano yeko aba nyankwa na hia na ne obi aka dada
of bi sa ja get no questions so munya no me da se dima ko ye die no Kwame can some references ahodo ye no efa say we free ha na we kwa na we ba na we akọ na we akọ no me say no the reasons o kan ba ko a me gina so de bi so an say o say to a ye die no eto no isua ka ho bi na global pandemic ka ho bi na ekwaye na me bi san say so na global pandemic na eto no ye gina isua finance minister and deputy wo mu ni mu ana and this course o mo de aba say yen hwe na ye levie nyin fan free ho economic management team Dr. Baumia yin feel one for from na for Dr. you go for that crowd e man ko tena fie san say hu adwuma na ni so no what's your take on that we dey normal 10 minutes
yo me da say in fact say etie sama bronye ene sama jemfe ene yen soro wa hande ko de omo ye
kasa pole
so man kala sa omo party be betima ye omadi na yen as a civil society organization no ye na hit no kaye because whatever political argument or maybe we are facing the reality and we are the best people to let people know among folk who say near we cano the true reflection of near kum ewo minimum aja Kwabena ye hwe near koso ewo Ghana e the fact maybe started free COVID-19 any Russia Ukraine issues are almost say eno na ma if any say Ghana ahochira ba a che say bibia beka bia no na COVID-19 Russia Ukraine me read the report every World Bank country director our man statement edifa if any say I think that was 2020 our state issues are Emma if any say I think it's about the Russia-Ukraine issue. Emma can say Russia-Ukraine into Kwabena na Ghana hampo no na enema enko yie dada. Na statement we quote Russia ambassador no quote from World Bank country director issues na always here e dey fa Ghana economy no ho any say anema we. Now that was the time abronya the government ombeto ye total
no kana
debt stock.
Abronya government ra. And just say only Ghana new.
No,
the Ghanaian government. Now, you are feeling the heat into Kahobi.
Exactly.
It's not the creation of the government.
You are too rep here.
No, too rep. In terms of your two about and that is the problem we are also facing. Your two about we are saying Obi government.
Thank you very much.
And you say 120 billion debt on the 2 years. Now within 2020. Now your debt stock no ahuri ako almost over 300 billion. He said America am almost 400 billion. Now within 6 years. Now abang aba and you have borrowed beyond 60 years ago from Kwame Nkrumah Bresobesi Emra you handed over now in 2017 now. If you still come and tell us that COVID-19 any Russia Ukraine now, me know because COVID-19 the on one sika 30 billion buy. As we speak, you are afraid for accountability. We want to even know how much those monies were spent. And as we speak right now, I don't know how much were spent on the COVID-19 and how much we received. I was expecting the party of Abronye and the government to come out and dispute the allegation from the Sanerigu parliamentary candidate who stated that 1 billion Ghanaians or 100,000, 200,000 Ghanaians were shared for party members from the COVID-19 fund. We as Ghanaians and the general public, na ye pese abayemra emeka bibi mfa ho. As we speak right now, no abayan ka hwe amfa ho. What is government afraid of? To come and let us understand say eyampa say sika no ye chema ye party for. Announce ya nchama ye party. The entire ehu here and say 11 na we da baba Kwabena. Me no na etua o. COVID-19 levy o mo da beto so no. Me no na etua. Na ebe me yase as a Ghanaian na me ntua all these levies. And I heard say sika no ye chiche ma party for. Ehun ahokyere egusu enamu ene. Na wo hwe enema ekoso edifa COVID-19 management Russia ambassador Bob can say emma o mo mfa blame no fan to Russia and talk na so na Russia o mo ndo banche maye o mo ndo bayere maye na e ka we na mo ye no me ye sure say COVID-19 e wa ambassador so Ghana ha nka COVID-19 so kasai because abanya use COVID-19 bibia COVID as a COVID-19 no eye musu a che say start Ghana ha and I will always disagree say China mpona COVID-19 started you know me ko su China me catch us say the China economy, they have never seen anywhere and even blame their non-performance based on COVID-19. Yeah, now many opinion African countries, the effect of the COVID-19. Put all our neighboring countries, the Togo, Benin, La Côte d'Ivoire, Nigeria, and Mali, all together. Look at how much they used to fight COVID-19 and how much Ghana will use to fight COVID-19. What is our achievement? Uche sika man for donate to the man omai from Alibaba PPs na day. You can see clearly say COVID-19 came with its own money. Looking at the money that right now we are having almost over 400 billion. From the past 16 years up to now, this government used 6 years to borrow more than all our heads of state that has ever ruled this country. You have no reason to tell me that my road should still be potholes. You have no reason to tell me, say, me come marketer and nema boy cost fuel boy cost everything and Ghanaians are suffering. And when you talk, they still come COVID-19 and Russia Ukraine, COVID-19 Russia Ukraine. You see, we need to tell each other the hard truth. They kind of who say, enye bibia na yemfa emma COVID-19 and Russia Ukraine.
But and also your impact in a way.
Exactly. And so because a global crisis. I'm not disputing the fact say you face COVID-19 effect. On my dear face here, entina nka 30 billion nka be den. Nka COVID-19 kita negative impact. Nka yen ko fata sika we nka se ebepimo Ghana. ma memra ensema na Sami Jemfi eka edefa finance minister and vice president on manyam for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia me penny. In fact, looking at the finance minister as a gentleman as we know, no, I don't think he has managed this country well. If you are to compare his achievement from our previous finance minister, say, Safo up to Kwesibo Chemo, up to Setekwe Ebano, I don't think anybody at all will stand anywhere and say our finance minister has done well. And I'll equally be part of those who will call for the president to change him and get some more competent people who can actually help us in this crisis and this economic situations.
I say, yeah, interview no say, Mama for so one resign. I didn't say so resign. Resign na kwekwe say obatan eja wo no ma ho na ohaw biaba na wo se ohaw no nti wo jaw ma no ho akọ. We sa na Ghana for person oye no no enya de be resign a resign o chana. Nti odipa ni mu na so wonko. Esa so kopa Ghana for be nyanka.
Enya se wono na ebeka so wonko. Ye na ya employ. And our performance no say a good and a better to us and I say men to us. To see a Ghana phone, a lot of people, even including me, so Rebecca or Quebec say no, your finance minister near Juma way and so any. So we back gospel to Rebecca say he's not performing. But calling for for him his dismissal, I agree. But calling for a vice president say in a position no economic management team in free in a position. If the Sami Jemfi is saying so, is he also saying say being the chairman of the police council and so on, you free so. And the constitutional responsibility as a vice president or the head of the economic management team. And to say the performance maybe based on the abysmal performance of the finance minister, he is not achieving what he's supposed to achieve. I think the removal of the finance minister will even boost the performance of the vice president. So I don't see why we should keep the finance minister and even try to blame the vice president more. Fine, he is part of this government and he's the number 2 person in the country. But I don't believe that we should take some of his responsibilities away because he's campaigning for digitalization and what of you. We can even form a new team of economic management team and include them, those that have, let's say, they have the practical economic knowledge that can implement to boost our economy so that we can move away from situations that we see. Economic management team, no, Dr. Bawumia, Edimu Akotene, Kanu Furata, Ekamubi, you were a sophomore for Edino Hobby. Now, so shed your Ujine Nimupana and na a team, no. Dr. Bawumia and I heard no. And no more count as I say. I don't know, so you say a Cascasamu to ya. I idea what being womb, pa, ama or Casamu be also to me at it. And she said, ye jaw no man now, near say, working for that time. Is it not the same thing? For no better than Dr. Bawumia, you may do no. And I say, no, a bad day. You know, as a vice president of the Republic, you know. He is the president. Until when you know, so then in that we are telling the president to also go. Okay. Because amount for the president and the vice president alone cannot do the work. Until amount for say ye ejuma. I want minister of this, minister of that, and minister of this. Now so will be ejuma and so any na emma the office of the vice president no. And the monyampo and kayesa amount from man no. Among who say or you're very incompetent. We know this is the vice president that asked the late Mr. Atta, was it 77 questions? How many? The number of if we are to put the same question to the vice president today, I don't think he will even
put it to now answer. Family.
The same question we can we can bring them. I don't think the vice president can answer those questions.
Where vice president?
I say the Agya government. Government. We see you now by
Dr. Bawumia this week.
Question bien no ade baba me ntimi ya.
Dr. Bawumia sam na no ka. Enti wonu say
Bawumia kwa. Fa question ma na kora na me. Fa ma me yi anu bone.
no ankasa.
We know the 77 me born the town no. Me share e-levy and we buy. Government made us understand say implemented the e-levy no we are not going to IMF. I'm a Ghana to say esu ana Ghana for su even e-levy yam penny even e dia memene fe energy accept e-levy no. Now immediately after implementation of e-levy less than 2-3 months now we find ourselves in IMF. You see all these things, you know. All these things, Emma, the public confidence in government say is the government telling us the truth. So abane kasi enyina ho ayentu America na. Anaso kasi yentu America yenyina ho. So you see some of these things that Emma amount for enhu government and say or kan okra ekire o man no. Because who yiro to efri ho. So oye the e-levy beba obi abetua tax is going to expand the tax net. Now with the e-levy abana ne wasan akwa the same IMF asamba. Now we share any cost. In fact, even the high cost of living, any workers, I pity them. And you know, some time ago we came to Fidemoha, send my 4 FM. So I call away our money by 15% upon just peanut as compared to what workers are going through at their various offices. Okay. And I think government need to, as opposition party, it is their work to always make sure that I'm putting government on their toes. Now, money juma esefata. Now, want to me ma abai and who said I have no yankoni a higher koni. Okay. But I think it's like most of the smaller opposition parties are not also helping when it comes to criticizing the government. And I think
what my dean yes, yes. So my down sorry.
If opposition party face economic crisis and yeah abaning I know I don't know you did. Then he's not representing the party. Who bet to maintain what association into a political party.
Let me say maybe some question maybe some question try to maybe some COVID buy no I am afraid home chain scarson on my World Bank scarson on my yan kasanso yan to buy scarson yenyaye and the bank of faith or my foot to send yenyaye within this COVID time no yeah until I know try to remember yeah can say in July US I buy no I'm about 528,000 jobs in July yeah COVID can US for papa ni asem kuma as we speak kra no so na no states how do bi wo ho a sa yare ewo ho ha adwene kakra but they be able to employ create about almost over half a million jobs. So should we continue blaming IMF COVID wo bra yan say enim say edu ba bia say sikasam no and sikasam jana so ti seke jana so pass dey say jana so na anka COVID bem tu am ya teta pansam se de aduri
minua me da se my edin atua etie me chairman ne minua so and I think so munyina am make a good point and we just say some jam fidi I don't expect say obeba be can anything different and so opposition omo adwuma and say omo mrebia no omo be point enema enkoye a kire aban na aban afaso etie na wa resolve. So for me, there be I say this type of discussion, yeah, na ebua pa ema ye can be mami can be amamu no etumpon. Now, what they may offer a specific area of the discussion, and I'm very happy to discuss that. We say just July, US Omar recorded over 500,000 jobs. Na omo COVID can omo na yedi eba ne say na in spite of the fact that others are creating jobs, say they ho look. Very simple, and Mijidi say your governments, your Benin, we've played a role to get to this point. We say, Minya, as more kind of say, China, when a COVID ne free buy, and as we money do more complaining about COVID. I think the reason is very simple. China is the manufacturing capital of the world, and near my this COVID, you're free China and buy PPEs. No. America omutimi ye omudie Europe ebi o ho a omudi free China. In fact Europe club majority of them are free China. Ebi o ho a oma etimi ye enuro a ye de COVID no and free China and free America neighbor. Now my Ghana e ne ye and as we even say Africa, what is our contribution to medicine? In fact, what is our contribution to science? Less than 1%. And inti say yare bi aba de ye pe ene say o ma bi ebaba na o ma babuan. But fortunately ye de COVID yi mu no me did na nado ni German chancellor any another African president Asia omu ehwe kwan a African Center for Disease Control omu so ebetimi aboa amaya ye enuro ni bi ewa ha. And so you can see say at least in some way the president is taking the lead there. But the NTA yintimi create adwuma said ye amanfo for ye said the America air and they say you krum ha. And I keep saying this. You be bia you wonu krum ha no you import it. Say and say any be any ma wo krum ha dia. Then we should forget about creating employment. Look. You see from say any rush shop bia mu ha. You can imagine that about 90% or go to any of the shops in town. Go to Accra Mall. 90% or maybe more than that or 98% of the things in the shops are all imported. How do you build economy like that? And inti eya na me kan na ma be kan si so say me de minim say aban bia eye bidie. Nanso aban wo yetu anamon otu anamon bia ye kan eyeyi ene de ye fe industrialization aban enam ne ministry so aya boa eno na betimi yi o man ye free sa if I may put it in kwasum because say ye na nke ye wo robust pharmaceutical industry and you say any man ka see be krefra broche dia be fight COVID-19 na ye no krom ha and we will be creating employment and at least we will create about 100 employment ye na apart from PPEs no enuro ene ho akoniaba a ye use no look face mask of course it's all part of the PPEs there are different types of them how many of them any ye no krom ha ni nyina ye import at least the timi ye no krom ha kakra and again ye can near the asidan so ma ban we said we see boa ma some of the pharmaceutical industries etimi eye hand sanitizer that created a lot of employment otherwise enkebe kwa edisikafu for so be ko akọ import so any ma we ba so COVID-19 indeed has affected us but the government has tried, I believe, in its own way to help create employment.
Okay, so what try as was our PPs or can see empamu. The padodo sen na ye ma omo ahoden so mind so ma say okay PP say be use you know. Say ni ye be pam organa o mu say ankrankra pan bi. Aban say PP samu pamu be so ma sene yen kra PPs bio yan PPs organa ha especially more especially no smarty and ye common
me for sure
ni nyina ye cry
for sure do na dey say what system ni ye cry for sure the pharmaceutical companies ni bi ye na entoma dey no me say aban support to and am say aban so support to hand sanitizer no eboa ema industries ni bi etimi ye the point I'm making is that because of the question you asked me, say perceive create employment, said the America more air and let's say you so COVID no kwadia. My point is that I see a timmy a yes and your med COVID nina our
yes.
So and look, say you far apart from the manufacturing sector, service industry. You can see say we contribute very little. And near me in Kuman MTN woman can moba ebe fisika e de ko. It is sika ent na kruma. Omaya wono we see can't now krum no you don't expect so big grow so the only thing we can do is to tax because we need base out well and because say we've built this economy for a very long time on export of raw materials and I can say so you can see say about we at least what try say we add value to some of the things we make in this country. And me say the anytime I be turn ma ye nye ne Ghana hebiano you are contributing.
Say you didn't make kwama no ne ye kra ni ma I did not aware. I bet it be by say one district one factory. Ye bisa say district ban ye betumi ko gina ko kasa hwe ko sunyan ya ye sunyan. Ankora bi aka bo mai ye mango. Fu penya sem ko makora. Mango no go wo munya tofo.
I think I said me 2 weeks ago e buy. Me ji say so mak ho mo ho bom so mo ye company. Na aban mo o ma because minim companies be
company bia
under one district one factory. Ya boa wo mo
me company bia ono aka so de para aka sakoton ne japade ne manema bi abeta be company no ohia mo akakra bi kakra de awie or they ye akọ specific areas so wo so de cost or they are still am ama see Kenya ba almost 2 million euros no academ.
Well, I mean, minimum story really there, but the minimum say companies being so hwa wo enyamwa free aban hwa aboa ama say no company nipa na esa equity apart from esa contribute tax to our economy. So indeed e bia nya ni nyina ni benya ne pepepe but aban no eboa say no there are a lot of companies at least minimum say ba ko omuye drinks ewo central region ekumfi one of the success stories of the one district one factory.
Now say how many districts do you have?
I'll give you.
No, I'm sure I said
the products of when na one market so
but it's very important and I'm sure that the politician here will give us all the list.
The demand production, you know. You can say you could do yes, say bia me mikro mu Kwabena ye wo ha and Agya Kwabena Kwabena factory. Yes. If say Kwabena factory we go shop bia na Agya Kwabena factory wo ho. Kwabena products wo ho. And e be ko we ni nyina ye betu obi bisa. Bibisa ho e betu.
No, but seriously e bi na make say.
Yeah, fi de me hu bi o shop.
Ekufuo bi. Me hu bi. See, enye ni nyina enye districts ni nyina kra na at least you see there's a start. Oh, I'm sure you will be able to provide, but I'm saying that you have to start it. And na aban na ya me giri say enipa bebre ehu a omu abo aban no abaso enti me nua the economic crisis a ye wom no one thing I want us to understand say ye wom not because aban per se or man ye economic crisis look ewiase afena nyina ye ho akire and that is a factor ye ntimi enyim firi ho America for ho akire wom Europe wom ho akire wom pa but let's ask one main thing aban ye major policy free SHS. Aban can say because of the economic crisis in free SHS meja ema nkura metene fie nkura da school etu omoka aban can say because of the economic crisis in akwan a wose ye jai minim uko Kumasi Accra road ya yepa aminua say nei u free ofankwa akọ nsawoma ekwan ewu se machines egusu a ya sha se o hwe the government various policies o allowance for students. Aban can say your entity.
Should we continue that kind of
those things are social interventions that you cannot do without them because look, they are safety net. Oko America since COVID came, there are a lot of people are now aban emo check monthly. Edu be because near aduane ehye da koma wo mu before mbeto aba no near aduane koma wo mu. So sometimes we have to understand say enye nyina ne ensa eso ye kire dware. Ye nipa ni bi wo a omu hia emoa pa and it is say America say me provided these social safety nets na me de aboa nipa we should not write them off because obi wo ho a say we nya saa ade na ne ho be hye pa ye we nua no bebre wo ho a school omu kona allowance no kura no wo de bi ba fie e be boa ni nua aban can say because of ahochira abanunti meja saa allowance ni tua now aban can say in spite of all the economic challenges we still have electricity in this country. We shouldn't forget that. And maybe the world was not under this kind of crisis. But when we need electricity, we were all struggling. But they say a war economic crisis, and this is worldwide economic crisis. Still, you have your electricity on every time.
The problem, so the question I say, Yamano Kusa Bibia ye okay. Kopunta ma COVID by even during the COVID era, they more shekurano. The assurance in say the economic is robust. The economy is this. Economy ni janananso. Economy ni janananso. It's a day janananso. I didn't teach you precopesa.
No, but you see, me say atiahwe sao. See, economy atiahwe no. Bosume so yen dua workers ka o.
They say ko permission did it.
No, economy ati ahwe no boso me so a.
Yes, eto.
Say we good policies kwa here okope ibosia akura wunya bi.
Mesisi enya.
Oh, menua, boso me aso okrom ha teacher for say ntu omukada. Boso me aso ntu a doctor skal. What is the military and now say police for eso mo strike because ntu omukada. And our nurses look, even ye teacher for kra no, then say beginning of the year who niema yentu akatua me fa abai in spite of the economic hardship abai this can be beka ho kola ya ye tua menua say sika ketue see ye keka bom how much government has to pay every year. You come to the conclusion it's a lot of money. Government is paying that. Now if you have an economy and you have population of over 30 million 2 million and the taxes and you expect say bibia be rosia, look, you can't expect
that. Then why then do we always put apportion blames? Because say them say the particular be the to one adenti and the current administration opposition or criticizing ya emo ba mu abanda da no so almost more opposition they are also criticizing it's the fundamental problem no I say yentu ato so no say that you na kitwa bia why then.
No, I mean I agree with you to some extent. Generally the fundamentals are the same, but you have different managers. I mean when you bring me here, you bring me as a lawyer to come and have this passionate discussion. So I don't represent a political party, but I think that generally, the government has managed the economy from 2017. Ebesina, it's easy to say that this government does better.
Okay.
At least, I mean, between the NPP and NDC, or no, between Mahama and Nanado there, I'll always give it to Nanado.
Me da say. What the yabra na be. I say I can't remember you pay. Wow. But as I say to me, can be kakra adefa yisi. And some of them no Ghana card, no vote. Say the Ghana card in the bay the main source of documented back register for new. Every share Ghana card as and I quite remember. Say a bit of raise consensus. I'm sure you better baby no Ghana card no and I the back of the bay say be used as form of a year the back of actually a ding. Am I reach any information if free one more you did to me na show I say enya dia adwen was say you be used and then that's sorry ya yes he said after consultation of political party and stakeholders no one more use Ghana card no say eno na ye de be new voter register owura koda for Jambeka say Ghana card ye kan wasemi no enye obi na ewo bi say ye ka say be use no nko a ebe mani padodo no a enya kwan enkonkoto aba Kwame we dey ye be di em de so pepe 5 minutes
na that's it me di so pa emerenintini wa yi no mo number of factories ya said the lawyer
ye beji brepa
actually ni aba be
ye beji brepa ni aka wasem
na o issue so raise here say America o create jobs 500,000 annual day and so covid or and then there's a question there me sure say and as na can me sure so share that because
I'm sure that
America population is about 400 million 400 million and do create jobs 500,000 to send what to boa boss on a thousand. Junko. One me ya
comparison now yeah baby. I see a dear no subamu so one more
you say. We are also recruiting. All the sectors in India we are recruiting. Just say a massive. But when you go to Canada, I mean the example now. Omo dey man employ omo yin crofodi. Canada omo many anaka say China ain't complaining. So on the 8th of June 2022 year now. A year IMF, World Bank, or money China buying edin komo. Na asema China buying can say. Or say economic growth in China is projected to slow to 4.3% in 2022 before rebounding to 5.2% in 2023. Normalistic effect here. China by now, China government facing because of the COVID-19. And do about because China hona COVID-19 start here na problem ni ho a
on ka say o say said dey
they are not complaining
bibia ye dey kwhye COVID no
that was it they are not complaining there o kasa China o monniama ne dodo na se bia ye kokko ene kokko fa ba e bra COVID nsi ye no ne ye nkobie nipa dodo na anye dai entu kwan ene ade nto o kasa if they are not complaining maintenance here even the NDC now they are speech here make kan ho asem say 25th April former president Mahama Kokan or Harvard Business School no he mentioned of Ukraine and Russia war say no so affect Africa because most of flour na Africa use to samu bi no ya crowd do na defeat until former president Mahama ka say affect
a big percentage ni ahe.
Oh, and they say him say omo warfare de no by him say edodo na ye den e ba wo African country you depend on them nti ane de ye ntimi nka say e bia ni effect e wo effect if Ebola e wo effect wo so Ghana ha e me de kwaje bosia me nyini say me ni
back to Ghana card
straight on near Yewura Dr. Farijan kan ye say ye ka say you su Ghana card nko a de ye abatoa edo how beba na nyo bia na wo Ghana card no menyi ni se Ghana so yakwa abato bia under na regime ama ya use multiple identity de akwa akoto aba in any election bia use one card and to aba so what you say nti ada se ne suggestion say yemfa card foforo nka ho enka Ghana card entimi nya adwuma because see am no okasai no NIA fo enwi omudwumadie ye wode ye friend no continuous registration ukọ mu office all the district offices sisi am no kasai e wo Ghana ha na omu operate nti obi a oni Ghana card bia no ekọ ho sisi a no de ne particulars ye de ekọ a ye be issue Ghana card ye de ama nti from now to 2024 no obi obeye na dwen bia so ope Ghana card no na ye identity no esese utiminya because NIA fo nka se Ghana card ye nyede ye bi omugu so ye from kopin say 2024 twam kura kwa omugu so ye
everybody na ye be voter register foforo
when ye voter register foforo the national identification dwumadie ni say wo mo ye wo information dada e wo mo ho ukọ ba bia sanom they link information na ye wo national ID ni so no straight to the electoral commission system. Sana omo ye nya fe na this time the electoral commission so nsane man konkodi lie so say Ghana for ye kwakoye mass registration said the first ye no na ni ye besara ye say 1 month ye the mass omo nya biem ntina okita Ghana card na emre bi beba they will link the Ghana card ye one of provide information no straight to information electoral commission ye dey ewo nche se obekọ electoral commission aso ye no no ane se polling station A me to ma ba odoma se first star makọ no na omaye polling station abon no register no ye den eda ho wo information na wo Ghana card so no ubedu na sa information na wo abon no so and omaye and this is not something electoral commission sorry anoye or say in consultation with the political party
but NDC for so the Krataba Boston say they are not aware of that
me say ana tie enya in consultation cry say law there was law wa ha eye NDC na pass here but omo opposition to the very law na omo na pass here na omo oppose mo na mo de mraba eti ha law no nie we a national identity register regulation 2012 LI 2111 omo pass in 2012 under former president John Dramani Mahama e wo mrase bedwam so section 7 na also mandatory use of national identity card and we provide page 4 mandatory use of national identity card and we can issuance of passport issuance for and issuance of driving license no we can insurance policy ukita national ID now the insurance policy wo ye transfer and registration of land wo person ko register wasase a ese so use Ghana card o ye transaction bi o pension everything na wo ye a wo de ba fie as a pensioner ese so use Ghana card social security ese so use Ghana card consumer credit transaction ese so use Ghana card payment of taxes ɛsɛ sɛ use Ghana card registration of SIM card ɛsɛ sɛ use Ghana card ɛna ɛha na ɛɛdɛ no baabi ɔsan kaa yɛ no sɛ ɔsɛ registration of voters ɛyɛ den ɛwom a yɛde Ghana card no ɛna ɛbɛ register nti deɛ na asesa mo na mo de adeɛ na ba sɛ registration I no ɔsɛ registration of voters mo na mo yɛ ɔsɛ the way ɔsɛ mandatory use of Ghana card patch ɔmo nim samra ɔmo nim
ɔmo nim sɛ yesi at start sɛ ɔmo baby sa
patch samra we ndc na de ba ɔmo nim
ɛna me say ɔmo so ɔmo nim sɛ yesi ne consultation
nti apak no ɔmo nkɔ apak so ɔmo de bibi ayɛ abɔkɔto
nti bɔkɔto no so for
Ghana card yi ban the general secretary of NDC issued a statement say all NDC members in Bokoto from Ghana card woman issue statement we are there chin no and the National Identification Authority started say woman company for akwa card na di kana momo so they went to former President Kufuor no mo koye bi man one ne yire no mbe ye bi man President Kufuor do ne yire no mo ye bi man VIP omo wie no the fifth person omo ko ewunim ni pakoro former President John Dramani Mahama obi ana ne party issue statement to say emo omo nye omo nkoye Ghana
based on a specific service omo kan sa na say
omo se Ghana card omo nye nti obi ambo kwoto na omo ko former president ho no na omo se panyini trans ye betwa photo yirede no e ready twe kwa
Kwabena say
we party mama kwa another example was the one ni pay ono no mpere nkura yie omo ka yirede no atwe kwa photo aye Ghana ka
ma memra yima so yima baby aye kwa minim say oman na ye pese nyina ya chichire Ghana card kuruya na yese ye de yesim registration no wohwe senate for agi data no ewo NI for enomo integrated directly into their system na so wohwe sim registration ya obo se age se wo sanko ekokoye o man koji data na free ho ama hu so ma
we the director na nkasa the statistics bia ba
director Mate.
Until the market or the man for say be bo program.
On for the mama.
Or the or me come say
for the mama that be me that say.
What that would be another now.
Send the mama say me nyan kasa.
Okay, man.
Send the mama na me sure ana me.
Me the mama lawyer me fa. I want you be you be
Agya Kwabena.
Professor